Emily lived and breathed dinosaurs. Her bedroom walls were plastered with posters of prehistoric scenes. She devoured books about the Jurassic period. The library was her second home. She spent countless hours poring over dinosaur encyclopedias. Emily dreamt of walking among these magnificent creatures. Little did she know her dream was about to become a reality. One sweltering summer afternoon, Emily found herself alone at home. Boredom gnawed at her. She wandered into the backyard seeking a distraction from the heat. Her eyes fell upon a dilapidated shed tucked away in the farthest corner of the yard. It had always been there, shrouded in an unsettling silence. Her grandfather forbade her from going near it. This only intensified her curiosity. Intrigued and a little apprehensive, Emily cautiously approached the shed. The air grew heavy, thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying wood. The old padlock seemed to mock her, a sentinel guarding the secrets within. Determined, she searched for a way in. She had to know what lay behind those weathered wooden planks. The rusty hinges screamed in protest as Emily pried open the shed doors. A cloud of dust billowed out, momentarily blinding her. As her eyes adjusted to the dimness, she realized she was standing in a treasure trove of forgotten relics. Cobwebs hung from every nook and cranny, shrouding the interior in an eerie silence. Amongst the dusty furniture and discarded tools, something gleamed in the dim light. It was a metal sphere, resting on a rickety table, in the center of the shed. It pulsed with an otherworldly light, beckoning her closer. Intrigued, Emily reached out to touch it. The moment her fingers made contact, a jolt of energy surged through her. Emily stumbled backward, gasping in shock. The air crackled with electricity. The sphere hummed, its pulsating light intensifying. Emily watched in terror and fascination as the light enveloped her, pulling her in. Then everything went black. Emily awoke to the disconcerting sensation of solid ground beneath her. Gone was the musty smell of the old shed. In its place was the pungent aroma of damp earth and unfamiliar vegetation. She sat up, her heart pounding against her ribs. Her surroundings were a stark contrast to the familiar confines of her backyard. Towering ferns blotted out the sun, casting long, eerie shadows across the dense undergrowth. The air buzzed with the drone of insects, a symphony of unfamiliar sounds. Emily stumbled to her feet, her senses reeling from the sensory overload. She was no longer in her backyard, she was somewhere else, somewhere impossible. Panic welled up inside her. She called out for help, her voice swallowed by the dense foliage. The reality of her situation crashed over her. She was alone, lost in a world she had only read about in books. Emily had to find a way back home, but how? As Emily cautiously ventured deeper into the ferns, the enormity of her situation hit her. The air vibrated with a low rumble. She stopped, holding her breath, trying to identify the source of the sound. Through a break in the foliage, she saw it. A long, serpentine neck stretched high above the ferns, its head disappearing into the canopy. A shiver ran down Emily's spine. She was staring at a brachiosaurus, a dinosaur she had only seen in pictures. It dwarfed anything she could have imagined, its sheer size both terrifying and awe-inspiring. She watched, mesmerized, as the behemoth lumbered through the undergrowth, its massive feet shaking the ground with every step. Emily realized she was in the Jurassic period, a time when dinosaurs ruled the earth. Fear, raw and primal, coursed through her. She was no longer safe in her world of books and museums. Here she was just another creature fighting for survival.